Good evening, everybody, and welcome to round 3 of the Pitts Corvette C7R series. It is about 9 minutes to the hour. Oh, let me turn my computer volume down a little bit. As I was saying, we were about 8 minutes to the hour to roll off for grid qualifying for this evening's events. And if you'll give me a few moments to get something situated, we should be rolling off here pretty soon. Looks like we got Jackson 1 space, Vovical 5, Adrenaline, Z Racer, Users in the house, Jake Dog, Slamstone, Apex Zero, Hazard, McTrucker, Sketty showing up to compete this evening. And looks like we have room for 2 more. I'm not sure who else will be in because I did not have an opportunity to see knockout qualifying this evening.
I should check with everybody else first.
That's what I have. When we looked the other day, Z, that's what I showed. 3 up. Not as much down, but I think up is actually more important for the host. Right. Hey.
I have 25. Yeah. Yeah? We ought to test you hosting sometime. I'm in. But right now, everybody's looking good, so I'm not working on it.
No, I see a lot of green. Hey, Z, are we waiting on a couple more drivers or what?
Joe is the only person that we're waiting on, and he said that he'll be here, but he'll be right at the last minute.
Is he the
We've got 6 minutes.
right? Is he the only driver that we are officially waiting on? Okay. Yeah, well, I would just wanted to double check before I invited anybody.
What happened to the KOQ? You didn't get people in there? More people showed up. We had that many people, that's it. We have everybody from knockout qualifying because it was Bob Flamestone, Jake Dog.
You need Mopar.
Oh yeah, we don't have Mopar.
I-
He's not here.
I'm inviting him now. So that's your field then.
Be online.
Let me see who's online as far as...
Dude, nobody sent me an invite.
Sorry, brother. You're still good.
I was waiting and I was like, man, I hope I get an invite because like I can
We were
practice.
just going through trying to figure out who we were missing.
Oh, okay.
Still missing Joe, though, right?
Yes, we are still missing Joe.
Well, you got too many folks in here then.
No,
Who made,
there he is. He's right there.
So we made the room. Who may not go qualifying?
Everybody. It was Von Slapstone, Jake Dog, Apex, and Trucker.
Nice. As I was breaking. Yes, let me. Yeah.
Alrighty, looks like we have a full grid now. Probably just about 2 or 3 more minutes before these boys roll off for grid qualifying. Be a 10-minute session, as is every Wednesday, to line up for the beginning of race 1 here at Brno Circuit. Brno Circuit's about 3.3 miles in length. It's a relatively long track. 14 turns, lots of elevation change. Not a whole lot of super slow turns. The 11-12 complex is probably the slowest sequence of turns, but not particularly tight. There really are no hairpins on this track at all. It's a pretty flowing track. Lots of large radius turns. Predominantly used as a motorcycle track, but definitely also used for GT cars and other types of four-wheeled vehicles as well. Miss Devious is online. Good evening to you. So just to recap what we've got going on here in the series, this is race number 3 of 5 for the current season. And as it stands, Mopar is leading the points by a pretty considerable margin. 93 over Ice Warden's 78. One space sitting in the 3rd position with 75. Unfortunately, he's tied with Vovik at 75 instead of tied with Ice Warden for 2nd due to a penalty at the beginning of last week's race. One space, Racer and Jake Dog both received a couple of minor penalties for start infractions. I believe that's what they were. 3-point penalties apiece. So your point standings are Mopar, Ice Warden, 1 space at your top 3. Vovik, tied for 3rd. Adrenaline 5th with 65 points. 5 back of him is Sketty. 3 back more is Hazard. Then you go down to 48 points to Racer, User ID with 45, and Z at 41 with Jackson right behind with 40 points. A little bit farther back is Loban Mike, who is not racing with us this evening. Jake Dog at 24. Arrow at 22, also not competing this evening. Von Samstone tied with McTrucker in the 15th and 16th spots at 18 points, and Cheesecracker, who is also not with us this evening, with 14. Mopar showcasing his lead in the points with 3 wins. Ice Warden and 1 space, both with a pair of seconds. Adrenaline has a win so far also this season. with One Space, Vovik, and Sketty taking all of the lower podium steps in the first 4 races of the season. Probably another minute or two before we roll off with grid qualifying, and then we'll be able to watch those boys put down some flyers. So this should be interesting. I will be excited to watch some of these front runners going for the gunning for a super fast lap. I think 158 was the mark that we were looking to see. Somewhere in the 158 range, I think. To answer your question, Miss Devious, it is myself, Lesson, doing the commentary. I don't have anybody with me co-commentating yet. I don't see either of my fellow commentator buddies online at the moment. Maybe after a little while. We are a full room, so unfortunately I won't be able to have anybody live with me as far as what they can view, but we'll do what we can if I do get a little bit of assistance. Alright, let's see, let's get on track here. There's Ice Warden. We got Mopar. Sketty. McTrucker. There's the boss, Z93. Hazard in the other yellow Corvette. The number 3. Slamstone in the 64 Corvette. Apex in the blue 60. Racer in the Prism number 30 car. Jake Dog in the black, yellow, and green 02. User in his Keaveney's number 7. I like that paint scheme. It's a good looking car. One Space in the sister car, number 8. There's Vovik in the purple and yellow, 69. Jackson in the 70. And that is your field. I need to step away for one moment to grab my data piece. So if you give me 1 second. And I am back. Thank you for being patient with me there. I'm just getting my P-Cars dash running so I can get a little bit better information for everybody. So we don't have any hot laps coming through yet. These boys will probably get, not more, I'm certain not more than 2 laps out of this. Out of this qualifying session. So you're going to have to employ a little bit of strategy. Give yourself enough space to play with. Oh, Vovik a little twitchy there on the entry to 1. That's Slamstone right behind him. Mopar goes to the top with a 2-minute 6:54, followed by Sketty with a 2:01.3. Ice Warden, Hazard, and Apex all in with 2:02s. Trucker's got a 2:05, Racer at a 2:06. Ice Warden, better known to many of us as Joe W, is sitting real good second in the points here. Just running nice consistent races. And putting himself in good position. One space has come through a tenth of a second off of the pole with a 2-minute 7:19. I think we saw Hazard in the pits. I think he's content with this 2:02.1. See what Vovik's gonna have coming through here. This will be his first hot lap. Over the crest 14 to the front line. .202.3. That's going to be good for about 5th at the moment. Jake Dog still looking to put down a clean lap. I think we saw him just for a second possibly hit some of the tire barriers there on the inside of one of the turns. It's a really cool paint job. It reminds me of a paint scheme I did on RC cars several years ago. Here's your time list. One space has gone to the top with the 1:59.7 solid lap. Sketty's still looking solid with a 2:01, about a second slower than Mopar. Pretty close battle for 4th on this grid. Just a couple hundredths of a second, as a matter of fact. With 2 minutes to go, if you're not on a flyer, you're not getting a flyer. Mopar. Slight improvement, but not enough. Still missed that by about 3/4 tenths to one space. 1:59.7 is pretty strong. I don't think that I can get him in. Nope.
Someone please invite Adrenaline to this one.
He won't be able to. We won't be able to get an invite unless we start over, or restart the lobby.
You wanna go to warm-up?
Alright, one space. You want left or right? On the location map. I'll take the right. Alright, so...
And there you have it, everybody. One space is on the pole, followed by Mopar, Sketty, Ice Sword, and Jake Dog, Slamstone, Vovik, Hazard, Apex, McTrucker. Oh, went away from me. Let me see. I know Adrenaline got disconnected or something. Let me see how they're gonna handle this.
Alright, Trucker on the left.
Z, are we getting Adrenaline back in this race or what?
Jackson on the right. Use the left. It will allow him to come in.
Okay.
I'm here. To allow...
Okay, he's in. Cool.
Alright, so you'll be the back Adrenaline. Okay. Left or right, I just...
Apologize for all the blue screens there. Just trying to get everything situated with the boys in the lobby. So, just about 3 more minutes or so, and we will get race number 1 underway. We'll get these guys all formed up off the grid. 1 formation lap, and then a called start to the green, and it'll be 45 minutes after that. A quick shout out to Mopar's, a friend of Mopar watching, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Nice to see a little fan base on the stream. Following friends. So I think this is going to be a pretty interesting race. I think these guys, week after week, are starting to get a little bit more comfortable with this Corvette. Not to say that everybody loves it, but I expect that the racing... there's a lot of space here at Brno too. It's a pretty wide track, generally speaking, everywhere. So there's lots of racing room. Not any areas where you get pinched off very much at all, just due to the layout. So there's lots of room to race, and lots of room to save an ill-handling car if and when necessary. Nonetheless, it'll be a fun one. I think we're going to see some pretty good battles. We'll certainly see some good battles at the front, and there should be a good mix of battles throughout the field as well. So with less than 2 minutes to go, these guys are going to make some final setup changes before we go green, and then we'll roll off. Pardon me. So we do know that Brno happens to be one of Sketty's favorite racetracks in this game. He considers it his home track, although he didn't quite have the pace for pole. I'm interested to see, with his comfort level in this track, how he will fare on the long run, how his tire management is going to be, and where that's going to position him by the end of a 45-minute race. So we'll see. That'll be interesting. And that'll be the end of this short warm-up session, and we'll get this thing started up. Hey Sam, good to see you. Thanks for anybody. Alright, I will get out of the way here. Everybody will go by. Alright. Okay, so these boys are gonna do a parade lap here. Get all formed up. They should be getting side by side, coming up the hill to 13, right before the last turn, and then we will call the green, come into the line. To look through the field, Ice Ward in the 26th, Jake Dog in the contrasting 02 there, Slamstones in the 64, Hazard in the 3, Apex in the 60 blue. There's Z93 in the other yellow Corvette. Jackson's in one of the blue Corvettes as well. There's User in the Keebney 7. Jackson in the 70 at the back of the pack. Adrenaline looks to already have some damage on the back of his car. I'm not exactly sure what happened to him. Does he? Yeah, he does. That's all beat up. I didn't see anything. I didn't see contact. I must have missed that. But it looks like he is going to be headed straight to the pits. Alright, I'm gonna head over to game chat. Alright boys, coming up the hill here to 13, let's get side by side and keep it tight please. Everybody be patient. Green, 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 green. All right, well, I gave you about 2 laps of silent commentary so you could get some racing. I didn't want to go to blue screen through all that action. But it is still sketty. Oh, not for much longer. Mopar looking for the lead in this race. Lots of pressure. Definitely got a run out there. 1 space. Keeping in bounds, Mopar to the inside. And he will have the lead. New leader, Mighty Mopar. Lap 4. 1 space in second. Ice Warden in the 3rd position. He's a little bit behind. He's about the short chute right there, right behind. We have Vovik in the 4th place. 4th position. Followed by Hazard in 5th. Slamstone in 6th. Sketty has slipped all the way back to 7th. Adrenaline in 8th. Apex Zero in 9th. Followed by Jake Dog and Z in the 11th spot. Racer, User ID in 13th. Trucker and Jackson round out the field. I'm sure everybody saw that incident where McTrucker looked like he got pushed off the track there. I think it was somewhere around turn 5, I think it was. I'm sure that will get reviewed by the stewards at some point. I don't recall exactly who the offending driver could, or the alleged offending driver could have been. I won't speculate because I do not recall precisely going through all the camera views. Nonetheless, we roll on. One space looks like he made a little bit of mistake there. I just barely caught. Looks like he may have had a little mishap with the handling of the car and lost some momentum there. He got Ice Warden up into the 2nd spot now. Getting pretty aggressive with the curbing there. But looks like he's got his car well under control. Vovik in the 4th spot, trying to track down 1 space. This is an interesting little battle here. You can see 1 space and Ice Warden going at it just ahead. And here's a closer view. And that's your leader up ahead of them. One space with a much faster line through that 11-12 sequence. Being very conservative on entry. Car looked pretty bumpy over the curbs there, but pretty aggressive over those as well. Let's see, we have a little further back in the field. I feel like it's just a matter of time before one space takes that position. Whoa! He's looking to get the run. He just seems to always get there at just the wrong time, just barely the wrong time. A little bit too early in the next straight. Is Joe gonna be able to defend here? Yep. A little bit of a different line in here. Will he get the run? One space certainly has pace on Joe, but getting around him, not so easy. Joe really taking advantage of the track, using all of its width and just not giving one space a whole lot of room to play with. Will he have overlap here? No, not quite. He's going to have to follow him through. Where is he going to make this move? Is he close enough? Got about a car length lead on one space. Joe does at the moment. Not quite. Oh. Joe's going to have to give him the outside here. Will one space have a better momentum out of the sequence? No, couldn't make that. Oh, little crossover deal here. Down into 5. Be careful here. And he will make that pass. Nice job, one space. That was 2 laps in the making right there. Nice work. And with all that said, Mopar is 3. Oh! I looked down at my phone for a second to see the gap, and one space is in the kitty litter. I did not see what happened in live time, unfortunately. But at any rate, Ice Warden in the second place is 4.5 seconds behind Mopar. One space still in the third position, but 4.5 seconds behind Ice Warden. I just had looked down and I missed what happened there. I'm sure the viewers will probably let me know at some point. Report of some oversteer in one space's car. That's a bummer. So it's still Mighty Mopar out in front of this field, followed by Ice Warden, one space, Slamstone, Vovik in the 5th position, Adrenaline 6th, Sketty still holding in 7th, followed by Hazard and Racer. Z is up to the 10th position, Jake Dog in 11th, Apex in 12th, User, Jackson, and McTrucker fill out the field. I think Jackson's up to 14th from the 15th spot, actually. I think Z improved one position here there in the last couple laps. Let's take a look back at this field and see what we have, what kind of battles we got. Let's find turn 1. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. This is fairly close here. Jake Dog in the 10th position, trying to chase down Racer in 9th. He's about 2 seconds ahead of him. Closest battle on the field right now, I take it back. It is actually Hazard and Racer. And no, Hazard has an issue. Racer goes by for the 8th spot. Sketty's still in the 7th position, but that's 11 seconds ahead of Racer at the moment. Vovik trying to chase down Slamstone. This is a second gap, so this, I think this is tightening up. Certainly looks to be. Vovic's still trying to work on Slamstone, but it's not really shrinking or the opposite. Right around a second gap. Looks like Slamstone pulls away in certain corners and Vovic catches up in others. Hey Pills, nice to see that you could join us. It's another fairly close race on track right now. Z leads Jackson by right about a second for the 11th position. That's about the same gap as this here. Here's Jackson on Z, and he's actually making some ground. That's about half a second at the moment. And Z with some troubles in turn 1. Jackson gonna go by for the 11th spot. You know, whoa, and we have Jake Dog with an off there in turn 2, or turn 3 rather. And that brings Jackson right up to him. What's he got? Just looking through some data here, Jackson's got the slowest individual fast lap of the field, yet he's 11th out of 15 drivers. You got to keep it on track, which is what Jackson's been doing all series long thus far. He has a little bit of damage on the front of that car, so he's had some kind of incident, but it seems like he's been running well enough, consistently enough, to just hold his own. Not doing too bad out there, really. Making up some positions and just letting everybody else beat themselves, which is what we are seeing a little bit of here toward the back of the pack. Back at the front, Mopar still leading by 14 seconds over Slamstone. Vovic in third, Adrenaline in fourth, Sketty currently in fifth, Racer one space in sixth, pardon me. Looks like we just had a change of position. I'm guessing probably some pit stops, which I can't see very well. We do have a few guys in the pits. Let's see. We have Jake Dog, Hazard, Z looks like he's pulling in right now. So I would imagine we'll see this cycle through here in the next minute or so. Trucker having a little bit of an issue there off track. Coming out of 1. Volvic leaving the pits, Sketty's in, Racer's in. Jackson's in the pits. User's coming in, everybody's getting some tires. Racer's gonna be the first one out of that group. Sketty follows. He's going to come out in the 9th position. Right ahead of Hazard. Or just behind Hazard, rather. Sorry. User's going to roll out in 12th right behind Jake Dog. Jackson's going to roll out 14th. And Apex Zero rounds out the field in the 15th position at the moment. All the way at the front, it is actually Adrenaline Please. I'm guessing has not pit yet. Last time by ran a 2:06. Mopark's currently in the 3rd position. One space has just gone by. I was 2 seconds slow on getting to those guys. Darn it. One space just ran a 2-minute 1:39. That's a purple lap. Nobody has yet to run under a 2-minute lap this race, let alone a 58. Slamstone looking pretty solid in the 4th position there, but I do not... He just ran a... Slamstone just ran... Well, is this an out lap? Because the last lap was a 2:40. So... Ice Warden currently in the 5th position. Volvic in 6th, Racer in 7th, Hazard in the 8th position. Sketty is sitting 9th. Probably not having the race that he expected, to be quite honest. Trucker in 10th. Z is fallen a couple positions to the 11th position. User in 12th. Adrenaline's in the pits. I can see the number falling down the field. One space goes to the lead with the 1:59.773 lap time. He is 2.7 seconds ahead of Mopar. There was Adrenaline in the pits. Mopar now 3 seconds behind one space. And looks like he's continuing to lose ground slowly but surely. Take a closer look at this car. Gap's starting to stabilize right around 3 seconds to the lead between one space and Mighty Mopar. This is the battle you're watching right now. Bounces between about 3 to 3.3 seconds depending on the area of the track. There's Z93. Z's trying to chase down Trucker for the 10th spot. That's only about a 2-second gap. Here's a gaggle. Jackson in 13th, Apex in 14th, Jake Dog in 15th. This is all for position right here. I think it looks like Jackson's gonna end up the winner out of these three. Dang it. We got about 12 seconds to go. Apex has a run on Jake Dog there, coming into 3. Oh, late braking. Oh, looks like Jackson had an off there. That's a bummer. He was running pretty well there in that little race. But it's Jake Dog in 14th trying to chase down Apex now. Looks like these guys are having a little trouble sticking to their line. Jake Dog overdriving some of these entries here. Looks like he's suffering from understeer, if I were to guess. At the front, it's still a 3.3 second gap between one space, your leader, and Mopar in the second position. They are well ahead of the field. They're 20 seconds ahead of Slam Stone, who currently resides third. Volvic trying to chase down Ice Warden for fourth. Pretty close battle. Right about a second. This is going to get tight here very quickly, it looks like. Let's see how wide Joe can make this car here. So Volvic definitely has the pace to catch Joe here. That's for sure. But getting around him is another story. Joe definitely has this way of keeping just enough gap that you can't get enough overlap on him, and taking a shallow entry and a very wide exit, which makes it very difficult for anybody to get a run on him or shoot the inside. Volvic's car just looks faster through the center, but it's just a matter of where are you gonna get that, make that speed work for you. With just over 8 minutes to go, this is a battle for the fourth position. It's Volvic 05 on Ice Warden. There's another close battle at the back of the field. Jake Dog and Apex still going at it. That's bumper to bumper. Joe looks like he's found a little bit of speed here. Ran a 2:03.4 last time by to Volvic's 2:03.8, and you can see it on track. Looks like Jake Dog had a mishap at the back of the field. He slipped to 15th after his battle with Apex. Jake Dog has gotten back passed by Jackson for the 14th spot. But as you see on screen, Volvic is starting to reel Joe in again. Ice Warden trying to hold on to this fourth position. This is the type of defensive racing that has put Joe second in points after 2 rounds. Getting every position he can. With just under 6 minutes to go, Vovic's gonna have to start digging a little bit deeper here. You can hear the throttle on, off, on again. Really playing with it a lot in the center of these turns. If he's gonna get this 4th position, he's gonna have to show a little bit more commitment to the throttle. Both these guys did 202s last time by. Here's another close battle, tightening up here at the end of the race. Sketty looking for the 7th position from Racer. And he's gonna have it. Up at the front, Mopar has slowly started to track down 1 space for this win. It is 0.8 of a second. He's got about a lap and a half to get it done. And an off there, I didn't see who that was, blue car. But Mopar is there, right on the heels of 1 space. The time doesn't matter. They're on the same screen. You can see the battle happening right here. This is your battle for the win. It is bumper to bumper here. Coming up to turn 13. A little bit of lap traffic ahead. Who's going to have the advantage? Mopar looks to have the pace and the grip. Mopar might be able to use... Oh! A little bit of a bump there. No harm to 1 space, though. They stand to get 1 more if this yellow Corvette doesn't slow them down too much. It's off track. Clear racing for the lead. Mopar with a run, not quite. Nothing doing going into 5. Outside. Oh, come on. Mopar trying to make it happen here. If he slows him down too much, he's going to lose an opportunity for a lap. Oh! He's gonna have to make it. These guys are gonna go too slow. They're gonna finish after the time runs out. Mopar's gonna have about 5 turns to make this happen. He's too close. Can one space pull this off? With time run out, it is One Space who takes the win on that race, just barely ahead of Mighty Mopar. It was a hard-fought battle at the end, but it'll be One Space with the win, Mopar for second, Slamstone for third. Ice Warden for fifth, Adrenaline for the sixth position. Sketty Racer Trucker, Hazard, Apex, Jake Dog, Jackson, User. Went ahead and backed out of that room, not sure if... Curious as to, since I have to retire from the race, if that's causing the problem with the room. not wrapping up properly, because this has been a common. See if I can jump back in.
I drove off Rock Mountains. Spun around once.
Hey Z, were you or anybody able to grab that replay when I left the room? Did it prompt as soon as I left? Okay.
One stop with sauce.
I don't know how you guys got those mediums to last. When I've got on worn mediums, they were just too hard to drive.
Yeah, well, mine were like, yeah. My front left was completely dead, and I managed to somehow get it around. Not very well, obviously, or else I would have finished a little better. My fronts are at 40% and 55.
Hey, Lesson.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome.
Pretty good. Yeah, sorry I missed race 1.
No, it's
I drove
okay.
as quick as I could home. Yeah, I was watching that. I'm like, whoa, is that somebody literally sitting on the start-finish line? That looks a bit dangerous.
Yeah, way off the pace too. That's a bit concerning.
No, it wasn't off the pace. He was sitting there.
Yeah, it looked pretty.
It
Looked pretty. I don't
and I
really
saw him.
understand
He was trying
that.
to turn left in front of, I think it was Mopar or whoever. Or I guess whoever the leader. There was 2 cars, Mopar in one space. I saw him turn left.
Yeah,
Or
that's
trying to rush him.
that will get reviewed because that's not good. That's not good at all.
I don't know. I think he tried to cycle through him. It looked like it might have been Apex, but I won't pass super judging. But I thought it would have been like Apex.
Yeah, I know it was a yellow Corvette, so it'll show up on the replay.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty serious offense.
Yeah.
Stewards won't take too kindly to that. That's just BS. So, we don't like seeing stuff like that. We're here to race, not play games.
Yeah.
So, a few minutes, and we should be rolling off race number 2 this evening. There's some pretty good battles there in that race. Some chases. Good. It's always interesting how the lead just shrinks to almost nothing by the end of these races. The 45-minute format is just about perfect for creating the scenarios of between the length of the race and the amount of tire wear and what these guys are able to get out of tires. It's interesting how it kind of creates these type of situations where things get kind of spread out, and then come with 2 minutes to go, they're right back together again. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I was listening to it on the radio. I think I saw my first little message as I left work. I fired up my YouTube app and found the stream on YouTube, and I was Bluetoothing the audio to my car stereo. Car radio, so I could actually get like a proper broadcast and listen to it on the way home. So I kind of got to hear and see a little bit of it.
Right on. So it looks like we will continue to have a full room for race number 2, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think I saw Fallen was online as well. He just sent me a message. I sent him an invite to the party.
Yeah, we could have a fully manned booth for race 2.
Yeah.
Like if we packed in here like sardines.
Right. And it's unfortunate that we only have one person that actually in the lobby.
Yeah. I mean, that results in 15 racing cars.
Yeah. It's a good field. No, it's good to see.
It's not too often you see full if in this format with someone streaming and broadcasting, and then having 15 reliable drivers. Well, more than 15, because I assume you had to do knockout format.
Yes, there was knockout qualifying. There were 4 people, I think, for that. But I mean, I think there was on the schedule like 5 or 6 people that were just going to participate in knockout qualifying because they didn't expect to race. So that's the kind of the situation that the series has right now. Is it's almost big enough to go to 2 rooms, but the organizers can't really justify making that change because it's a big change to make for a series. If it's really not ready to go 100%, they don't want to jump in and split the field and then end up with like 6 guys over here and 8 guys over there, which is just that's
yeah.
no
I think
good.
the minimum. Yeah, I think the minimum. I think before you kind of jump is at least having at least 12 in each room.
Yeah.
12 is a good baseline number.
I think absolute minimum would be like 10 to 12 for sure. And there's room to grow from that, So we got 15 in here now. So you had 19 if 4 guys didn't make the race or chose not to race. Because you figure you got Arrow, Loban, who are not here, who are regulars. You have one of the series directors, Alex, who's not racing this season, probably the next season too, just because of his work schedule. So I mean, I consider all 3 of those guys full time. So I mean that you're almost at 20 full-time drivers. I know there's 1 or 2 drivers here in the field at the moment that are not that haven't been here every week, but most everybody that you see on screen that we're watching here pretty much every week. So it's really close to happening, and that's going to be really exciting for the series because once you officially make that change, as long as the competition is good right out of the gate, then it prompts more people to join up because they feel like they have a place to go.
Yeah, I mean, and we expand and we hit a certain number, and we were to break into 2 rooms, you could get pretty creative. You could be like, if you ran 2 races of, let's say, 10, And then you could say take the top 5 finishers from each race and then have them race in like a feature second race and structure the points in a different format. So it kind of worked into like a semi-final, like a B heat, and then you go to like an A main race. You can kind of shake it up a little bit and make it, you know, a little bit more prestigious or more interesting, the race too, because you would have the top 5 from each of your like split races.
Oh, I see.
That will be potentially something that will be interesting.
Have you seen series that do things like that before?
I have seen stuff like that, not to the larger scale. Like they would do like a short, like a 6 and 6, and then they would do like they would take literally the top 3 from each race, and then they would structure their point system in a different way. So that way it would be like an extra advantage or boost to advance out of like the it's almost like a semi-final and a final.
Right. Seems to be taking a little while to load this screen. There we go. And it looks like we're short on drivers. Let me talk to those guys.
Oh wow, yeah, looks like a bunch dropped.
Yeah, there's only 10 of us in.
Yeah, do we need a...
10 of us in.
You guys need a new lobby?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only 10 of us if something happened.
Yep. Alright, I noticed it was taking a long time for that to load. I was kind of concerned about it. Alright, buddy. Alright. They're gonna... Jackson's going to fire up a new lobby. Because something went awry with that one for sure.
Yeah, that would... Yeah, when 6 cars, or actually that would have been 7, dropped.
Yeah, that's a problem. We'll just fire up a new one. So for everybody watching this, we're just getting ready to fire up race number 2 of round number 3 here at Brno Circuit for the Pit Series. That's the Project International Touring Series presented by Snail. We run here, we race here every Wednesday night. We're on PlayStation 4 and Project Cars. 9 o'clock EST. 2 45-minute races. We've been pretty much a full 15-car grid. The last 3 weeks or so. Last week was full. The week before that, I think, was a little short of full or close to it. But we're on the verge here of expanding, so we're hoping for good numbers and head counts, and we'll see what happens. I would love to see this. Love to see a Division 1 and a Division 2 in this series. I think that would be really awesome.
Yeah, that would be good for numbers. Hey, look who just happened to join in here.
Do we have Fallen Log with us today? Hey, how are you? That's okay. That's okay. I managed in my the best that I could through race 1. I think
Yeah,
I've gotten a little more comfortable having co-commentator though. It does feel a little bit better, a little more natural. Obviously, there's the invite. Let me get into this room here.
The cinematic video is a bit of a bonus feature of the broadcast. Yeah, so you've got a co and a co-co commentator.
Yes.
Yeah, so Fallen, I was telling Lesson, I was literally driving on my way home because I because you knew I was gonna be missing race 1. I was driving with YouTube app up, and the audio was Bluetooth to my car stereo.
That's hardcore.
And surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly, because YouTube is very good for streaming nowadays. So it actually, I got some of the like actual race audio, like the cars over top of the commentary. So the audio is actually very good. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, it looks like the lobby is starting to fill back up here.
Yep. Shouldn't take too much longer.
Trace Moss. On my screen anyway. Because as like usual, Fallen and myself, Bills, we are the replay announcers.
Yes. It's a good way of putting it.
We are like the Kathy Griffin announcers. We are on like a 10-second delay. But the good thing is we get a nice stream coming from Lessons PlayStation, and we get a nice crisp, clean video. Because if we tried to broadcast this from my connection, my video, it will be Fuzz City.
72p.
Yeah, that means you only had 72 lines of pixels. Oh man.
Who are we missing?
Brutal if you could run one race and stay in the top.
Is he online?
He's online, but he's not in the game. He ain't right away.
Spam him.
Everybody ready?
Stone Blue.
I think they're the only other driver they're trying to get in is User. Well, you're more than welcome to chime in if you have anything. If you have anything, yeah. Why are we're missing two now? What happened? Oh, jeez. Who did we lose? Who did we lose, Z?
Let's see what we got. So we're still missing user. Z. Z's the one that's gone.
Oh.
There's user. Now who we're missing? Because we got user back. Oh, because that we're only at 15.
And somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, is it adrenaline? Very good. Yep. Usually bad. No, that's not good. Looks like I'm going to go over that. I sent Z an invite. That's all invite.
Yeah, they're under 3 minutes. It's not though, so there's something screwy.
It's because we're under 5 minutes, so we'll let you in under 5.
Oh, is it 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's the rule in peak hours.
Well, listen, I say we just redo it real quick.
Real quick.
And we just vote the session.
Okay, do it again. Then we can vote to skip session.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
Alright.
Do it.
Hey, Leslie,
Yes.
I sent you a message on GT Planet.
I got it.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna do another room again. Network issues. Yeah. Sometimes they just don't want to communicate. Not they as in people, they as in networks. So, let's see, it is a 10:30 Eastern at the moment. Which isn't too bad, but probably should have started about 10 minutes ago if everything is running smoothly. So, we'll see what happens. No, it's not too awful.
Are
But
the drivers that dropped, are they at least still on? At least still trying to get in?
yeah, I you know, the thing is with the game is if you're within a couple minutes, I guess 5 minutes of the beginning of a race or a session race really, then you can't jump into the room anymore. So we kind of have to wait. Sorry, we kind of have to wait until everybody's in before they fire it up. $14, $15. Come on, go, 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 go. Yes! Sleeping dog.
Boom. That is the clue that you are successful and you're doing it right.
I'm locked in a room all by myself, so I have complete peace and quiet.
If this is in this case, I am going to attempt to switch to a proper commentary broadcast helmet or headset.
There you go. All right,
With I've got like
16.
a boom mic with a sock thing on it. Let's see what this does.
All right, boys, we are fired up here. We are just about to get this grid reset, and we will get race number 2 going. Oh no, there's no hoping. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I wish that you guys were live with me. Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Actually, hold on. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna try something. This might get a little chaotic for me, but
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
I can hear you.
Is that good? All right, cool.
All right.
All right, there we go. Yeah, these are I've switched to my Microsoft chat headset. Probably might be a little bit tinnier, but should be very clear, hopefully.
Oh, it's a bummer. I don't think that we're gonna restart this room again.
I saw that. So I gonna move. Oh man.
Send an invite to him, right?
I sent one. I think Jackson sent one.
Okay. Yeah, we sent it. So invites have been sent to Z.
Yeah.
Check the discharge, you guys. It resets every time.
See right now, because the triangle invite went away, I don't think you get in now.
Yeah, that's true. Unless he's on his way in.
See right now, it's telling me it won't let him join now.
Well,
I'll leave it up to Lesson to make the call.
roughly run out of time, set the room for 10 minutes. Before this call again.
I don't think it's your internet, Jax. I think it's his.
It's
See, he's having some troubles all night, that's what he was saying.
Let's just go.
Alright, that's fine, that's fine. One more time. Just make sure it's on the freaking in this time.
Down as far as you got it. Turn this shit off. You do it all.
I'll put in 10 minutes in case this happens. Yes, we'll do it. It's not good. It's like
Having to reset a room.
oh my gosh. It's not.
Hey, why don't you just try? Why don't you have them try extend that warm up so if somebody disconnects, you can try and get them
Well,
back in.
that's the problem. Is that Z's just having connectivity problems. So I mean, he was there. he was in the room when they fired it up. So, I mean, if he's getting kicked in that short amount of time, I mean, there's no guarantee that he's not going to get kicked 2 laps into the race. You know, regardless of how long you wait or give him an opportunity to come back. If his connection's unstable, I mean, there's really not a whole lot that he may be able to do about that. Reset his router and all that jazz, you know, the normal stuff.
Yeah, but that still takes time for that stuff to reset. And
yeah, I mean, yeah, you need a few minutes for sure.
It's funny how highly technical our society is, yet the solution is just turn it off and turn it back on.
Right. It's and that hasn't changed in 30 years.
Yep, it doesn't matter. Just turn it off and turn it back on, and everything will be magically fixed.
Yeah, but that doesn't fix the underlying issue.
Well, that's because they don't really know how to fix the underlying issue. Alrighty. Last time we're doing this.
We're heading into the dusk, so start picking out some reference points you can use in the night times. Okay, strap on your night vision. See much depth out there.
I'm probably, I'm about a mile off of the fiber grid where I am, which is a shame.
Well, it looks like we're going to be short AZ93 for a second race. I think he's having significant internet connectivity issues at his place. So we are going to be short. Hey, you know what? Give me a second.
On my system, and we only have one day.
Is Z not coming in?
No, he's not. You can't get back on the internet.
All right, hold on. Don't fire it up yet. Hey, which one of you guys wants to do live?
Boom.
Okay.
Heck yeah, I will get my iPad. I will get my iPad.
Alright, invite set.
Alright, invite sent and invite accepted. It will just take a second, obviously, because I am booting the game from root, so. But I should be stable enough to come in. Less than 60 seconds.
Pills is going to come in and commentate live. I'm waiting on Pills to get in the room. Pillsbury's gonna commentate live with me.
Oh, okay.
He should be here any second.
Joining session.
Alright, cool. Here we go. So, if you are one of the 9 people watching the stream, we are going to have 2 live commentators this race, which is awesome. Pills can help me out with a little bit of storylines and probably some pit road scenarios when pit stops start to happen, and watching battles and just kind of discussing the race in general. What's going on track, who's doing what, where, and all that kind of jazz. So it's nice to always have 2 people live in the lobby. Meanwhile, we have Peanut Gallery log there in the background.
It's always good to have a gallery of peanuts.
Yes, I like peanuts.
I love those restaurants where you can peel them and then like eat them and then throw the shells on the floor. I love those.
I actually like circus peanuts, truth be told.
Oh, really?
I'm old school. Yeah, I like old school candy.
Conveniently, if you look at the timesheet, I am P1 right now.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Alright, make sure you just, Pills, you're just going to retire and then spectate.
Retired.
Alright. Alright. We have a reverse grid this race for those watching, so driver who finished last in race number 1 will start on the pole, and for this race that's going to be User. And let's see if I can grab a photo. I know I have the race results from last race, so it should be something to the effect of, well, Z's not in the race, but it'll be User, Jackson, Jake Dog, Apex, Hazard, Trucker, Racer, Sketty, Adrenaline, Bovic, Ice Warden, Slamstone, Mopar, and one space at the back. Hey, Fallen, how long do you...
received and noticed reports of Sketty has disconnected.
That sucks. That really does.
Confirmation of that.
We are not firing this race up again.
Yeah.
Did he really? Oh. That's the worst.
Oh, jump the lights.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, how long do you think it would take for one space of Mopar to get into the top 5? Five laps, really? That's a lot. Well, top 5. So, I mean, that's quite a bit. Yeah. Well, it's 3.35 miles and 14 turns. And really wide and quite flowing. Yep. Alright, boys. Keep in mind who you're racing, who's in front of you. Side by side. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Slow down. Green, 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 green! Well, after about a lap and a half, we have Jake Dog to the lead of this race, followed by User and Adrenaline. Apex is in fourth. Mighty Mopar has already moved all the way up to the fifth spot with Slamstone in sixth. Vovik seventh, one space to the eighth spot. Jackson in ninth. Ice Ward in 10th. Mick Trucker will round out the field in the 11th position. I do believe we saw a hazard with an issue at the very beginning of the race. I'm guessing it was a technical problem, possibly with his wheel. That's just a guess from just judging by some information that I heard earlier. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like turn one. It just like stopped him or whatever. I think it was, but. Yes. Right, at the end of the race, something glitched, so... Hazard having some technical issues tonight, and you know what? Sim racing or real racing, technical gremlins happen. It's a part of racing. Unfortunately, the race is not always going to be up to you. We have a battle for the lead. I'm sorry, that's a battle for second. User under pressure from Adrenaline goes way wide in one, but he's going to come away with it.
Speaking of the leader, Jake Dog has opened up to a 5.4, 5.5 second lead.
I am sorry. Apparently I have been not hearable on the stream for the last 15 minutes I've been here. That is not professional.
Well, they didn't know that, but now that you've told them, they do.
Well, they started telling me that I'm not being heard, so they kind of figured it out.
Right. When we say, "Hey, Fallen," da 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 da, and then it's
nothing.
Right. Nice. Nice.
Speaking of technical gremlins.
Yes.
They're affecting everybody tonight.
Yep.
We're on board here with Mopar in the third spot, and he is going straight to the front. We are working lap 4, coming down toward turn 5 at Brno Circuit. Whoa! Adrenaline went way wide there and just let Mopar go right on by. So Jake Dog now has a 5.8 second lead on Mopar. This is going to shrink very quickly. I would say in the realm of a second and a half to 2 seconds a lap. By lap 6 he'll be there.
Yeah, Mopar's a man on a mission.
Well, I take that back. I take that back. If he starts laying them down, maybe lap 7, but, you know, Jake Dog's running 202s. Mopar just ran 202s. He's got about 6/10 of them on him last time by, so it's going to take a couple laps, but he's going to catch him.
Yeah, we're down to just above 4 seconds.
User in the 4th spot. Here's Slamstone trying to get a little bit of peek at the driver door of User coming here into 3. Not quite close enough for that yet, though, but we'll see what happens. One Space has made his way up to the 6th spot. Here's Apex. Volvic in 8th. Ice Warden in 9th. I'd be interested to see how far Joe will make his way up this field, just doing what he does. Just clicking off laps, running his own race.
Ooh. Looks like Mopar just set the first sub 30 second first sector.
Yes, he did. That gap to the lead is now under 4 seconds. Jackson getting a little sideways. Nice save, though. Did not spin that car out. Lost a little bit of momentum, but he's going to keep plugging away.
Ooh, Mopar's just going purple in Sector 2 also. He is on a flyer.
He's looking for the lead.
It's like, ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move.
One Space still sitting in the 6th position, but he's got 3 of them in his sights. Let's see how quickly he picks these off. First is going to be User. Mopar with a 2-minute, 0.8 second lap. That gap's now 3.4 to the lead.
Just snatched the fastest second sector from Mopar. Currently showing in the fastest second sector. He's closing a little bit on One Space, it looks like, overall.
You're watching Slamstone trying to get past Adrenaline, please, for the 3rd position. Lots of pressure from behind as well, with User and One Space in tow. User goes a little bit wide there, and one space is going to go by.
While you've been following that battle from 3rd through 6th, the lead from Jake Dog is down to under 2 seconds. They are on the same screen.
Yes, Mopar has beat Jake Dog by about 2 seconds, close to 2 seconds, the last 2 laps.
I got to talk to some of these guys earlier. Well, one of them was my roommate. He was not the most confident with his car. He hadn't raced yet. He wanted to kind of get the price of everybody in.
One space at the inside, turn 1. This is for 4th. He's got 1. He's going to have 2 in the same turn by the time he gets out of here. 1 space to the 3rd position.
That was a really good move. Here we go. Mopar is right on the bumper of Jake.
How wide can Jake Dog make this car? It's going to have to be pretty wide because Mopar's got a lot of speed. Oh. Ooh.
Oh, Mopar's got the position. There we go. He's got the inside line.
He has preferred line going into this next year, that's for sure. He's got this. Jake a little bit off his line there. He's going to lose a lot of momentum. So it is Mopar to the front. It took 7 laps, but he is there, and he will stretch this out quite a bit. 1 space is up to 3rd, though, so his gap to the leader is just under 8 seconds.
What was the pace of 1 space last race? I didn't catch it.
Pretty much the same as Mopar's. You know, different times of the race, different tire wear rates, I think. They were literally bumper to bumper crossing the line at the end of the race. It was a really fantastic battle.
Okay. So 1 space should be catching Jake fairly quickly.
Yes.
Right now, the gap between 1 space up to Jake is right at 6 seconds. And it's falling ever so quickly. Looks like Mopar is opened up to just over, or just under 2.5 second lead on Jake Dog at the present moment, with Jake Dog being just under 6 seconds ahead of 1 space.
Here's User. Looks like he's got significant pace over Adrenaline at the moment. He's reined him in from 2 seconds to what you see on screen here just in the last handful of turns. Nice move, nice run. 5th spot taken. Nice racing, boys, nice and clean. Everybody getting some space. So, user ID moves to the 5th spot.
And meanwhile, Mopar has put it in cruise control.
1 space is catching. 1 space has had One space must have had an issue. He has slipped to 4th. Slamstone has gone by.
How long do you think before they start making pit stops?
Probably within the next 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes. I think it was about 22 minutes remaining when we saw pit stops starting to ramp up last race. Currently working lap 9, Sketty. Talking to Sketty online. Oh! One space with a pretty close call there. Slamstone got out of shape there. Almost took him out, but just a little brush. That wasn't too bad. That was a close call. That could have completely ruined one space's race. As if he hasn't had any issues already. The back of his car looking a little beat up. But one space is now 5.5 behind Jake Dog. 13 seconds to Mopar. Pretty good lead Mopar has on the field. And things are getting a little spread out. Probably not more than, not better than a couple seconds anywhere. Little battle for 9th, actually. Here's Apex and Trucker. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. Apex with a bit of an issue there, unfortunately.
Yeah, a bit of it.
Jackson's gonna
I
go by.
noticed with the Corvette, it's if you're not paying attention and you're not, you know, concentrating, it's very easy to get the power down just a bit too early, and you can really spin the tires and really get way out of shape.
I've noticed that he's been fighting the issues with this car all weekend long, pretty much. It's the same issue that a lot of the guys were reporting throughout the rest of the last week. It's just the rear end's way loose in this car.
Trucker has been in for service.
I know we're not quite to the halfway point of this race yet, but by the looks of it, I think they should be, if they manage what they've got, they shouldn't need to pit again.
No, I think
they should be okay.
Managing well, this is a one-stop race.
Yeah.
Assuming you have a decent setup that's pretty easy on tires. Big shout out to Jake Dog here. We are just about at the halfway point, and through running good lap times, being consistent, and quite frankly, mistakes by others, holding on to the second position just before his service stop here. So Jake Dog running a really good race in our second event of the evening. Slamstone is also in the pits right behind him. User is in the pits.
One space had a bit of an off in turn 1, but just a bit of a brush with the gravel. Nothing too major. It's just when you come off the gravel, it's trying to manage, because you can really get the tires really dirty and it messes up the traction.
Yes, it does. You'll have to get those tires cleaned again before they have the same level of grip. I'm wondering if guys are having grip levels, because One Space seems to be struggling here. Ran a 203 last time by. Has only run a 201.8, a high 201 at that. That's not One Space pace for this combination and for this point in the evening. You know, these guys are running about lap 30 something at this point of the night. And I would certainly expect One Space to have a little more pace than this. I don't know if he's just a little frustrated, a little anxious, or maybe he's got a bad set of tires, so to speak. Not sure.
I do know that the tires fall off on the car very, very quickly.
Yes, they do. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with the car's setup. How much you change it from stock. I know in my short dealings, you know, front left here at this track would be at 75% after like 3 laps.
I have not seen. Has One Space come in for his service yet? I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's extending this stint.
Yes, as
Possibly.
Mopar was just in the pits. As a matter of fact, Mopar was in the pits and typing to the crowd. So,
That's what I call multitasking.
It is. I don't know that I would suggest that, but, you know. When you got it, you got it.
With these nice fresh set of tires for Mopar, it should be interesting to see what kind of lap times once those tires a little bit worn in. What kind of lap times you're gonna start putting down? Because he's already slashed 2 seconds on One Space.
Yes, we'll see how, keep track of that, if you would, there for me, Pills. We have some pretty good battles here in the mid-pack going on. Joe, Ice Warden, is, battling Slamstone here, or trying to track down Slamstone for the 6th position. There's also quite a good battle behind for a 10th. That's Jackson on Apex. Ice Warden getting really close here. Make the move. Wow. Oh. That is weird.
Mopar has just done a 29.5 Sector 1. Purple.
that doesn't look too good. Ice there.
Between Slamstone and Ice Fallen, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like Slamstone ran a little bit wide, Ice was there, and then Ice just kept moving.
Well, I think they were both trying to gather it up, but that's something for the stewards to take a look at post-race.
Yep.
Wow. Mopar, purple, sector 2, fastest of all. 57.5, sector 2. One space in the pits.
And that's a blistering lap, or a blistering second sector. That's some 2 seconds
There
faster
it
than
is.
anybody else. 159,
Yep,
308.
Mind you, this is a guy who was.
He
talking
might
to
just
the
get it
crowd.
yet, Miss Devious. Well, he's got about 16 minutes to impress me.
Yeah.
So the
Like
challenge
that,
was laid down on Monday. Anyways,
Oh, for that
one
world
space out of
record
the
time.
out of the pits in the 4th position. We'll get a little map, see everybody knows what we got going on here. Here's Ice Warden on Vovik for the 5th spot. Joe is really plugging away here. This I don't think that Joe has stopped yet. Have you guys, either of you guys seen it? Pills, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it on my screen. Looks like we've got a couple in the pits right now. Oh, never mind. That's you and me. Duh.
Yes, that's us.
Yeah.
Joe's looking
you guys
really
don't have-
racy.
Ooh. Apex just went in a little bit hot on Trucker. There in sector 2. Some of these cars a little bit further back in this field here aren't looking very nice cosmetically.
Probably ran into issues to get back there.
Ice Warden
I
on
know the
Volvic
lap
makes
rate.
the pass for 5th.
Here goes User on Jake Dog for 2nd. We're actually side by side. Jake Dog retains the 2nd spot at the present 2nd. This battle for 2nd here is really starting to heat up quite a bit.
Yeah, User went out there a little bit. I think he knew it too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know how he does it. Mopar, purple, sector 1, yet again.
A 29.457.
This guy, he's like a man possessed. Oh, User is off. He's off in the grass. Gathered it back up. Now in P4. One space managed to get past him. And one space is right on the bumper of Jake Dog. Golly. Mopar. Purple. Sector 2. 57.3. Here it comes to the line.
And there it is.
58.9.
That's
My
amazing.
word.
That's an amazing lap.
With a 34-second lead on Jake Dog.
Make that a 34-second lead on one space.
Oh, there you go, one space.
Just now. He just now got by him. Coming now up to the start finish. One Space has 12 minutes. I don't see that happening.
No.
Yeah, you're looking
I
at
don't
about a
either.
half a dozen laps.
Yeah. 35 seconds and basically 5 laps.
Well, once they start be pulling out them 150s flat.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna need.
One Space just set a personal best in Sector 1 of a 29.8
Nice.
personal best. Yeah, it's just no one's been able to match Mopar's pace at all. It's like Mopar in the field.
He's been this way the entire season.
Yeah.
You know, he really took advantage of being close to all his competition at the beginning of the race and cutting through the field very quickly. You know, he and One Space, theoretically they started side by side, but by lap 2, he had gained 2 more positions on track than One Space had. And once you get to the front in clean air and no traffic, it's just go. You know, you start gapping the field like crazy, and then those guys behind, if they continue to fight and not being able to put down those hot laps, you're just losing ground. And through all this clean lap running, and here comes Apex. Apex
like
on
One Space just
Trucker
put in
for
a
9.
personal best. 2 minutes, .2.
Apex right around the outside there in the second to last turn of this circuit. He's going to take the 9th spot. Coming into 1. Does McTrucker have anything back for him? Going to take a wider entry. Yeah, but he did the under a little too early. That's a later Apex. Oh, he's gonna get a run up in here. He's got overlap. Trying to give him enough space, but he does not. Oh, needed to brake a little bit later to
Just a
for that.
smidge early on the
Yeah,
race.
he needed another 10 feet. You could visibly see the dramatic difference in their braking zones. Trucker a little hot there.
Meanwhile, up a little bit farther up, User and Ice Warden are in a heated battle here for 3rd. For that 3rd and final podium position.
And this is what Ice Warden does. He's just been nice and smooth all race and just picking them off. It just seems like Joe gets more and more and more comfortable as the laps run down, and he's just able to drive smoother and faster and just pick guys off. Specifically toward the end of the race, when it seems like other guys are struggling with tire wear and grip in general, and it's just one after another. Boom, 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 boom. And that's why he's sitting second in points, because he just takes advantage of these 45-minute races and just lays down consistent laps. and he just does his thing.
It looks like Mopar has definitely taken his foot off the pedal a little bit. Just nice to be nice and smooth. No hiccups here. Just bring it on home.
Yeah, he's running, looks like consistent pace with one space. It's still a 34-second gap to the lead. So Mopar pretty much has this race wrapped up, even though there's more than 6 minutes to go in this event. Provided he just runs consistent laps and doesn't have any mechanical issues, he will take the win here.
Adrenaline in 5th is currently picking up quite a bit on User in 4th. They're about to be locked in a bit of a battle here.
Yes, they are. They look very, very close on screen. These are going to be a little bit of a shallow entry to the exit of this turn. Coming to turn 1. Still about a 2-car length gap. Adrenaline's going to cut that down significantly in turn 1.
Adrenaline just seems to be able to get the power down much harder, much quicker. Watch for that. It looks like they broke right about approximately the same time. I'm riding on the, I'm looking out the bumper of Adrenaline here to the rear bumper of User.
Look at that closing rate on the braking.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Adrenaline is it's just right there. It's just Users putting up a fight in these last 5 minutes. Making that car as wide as possible. Like you always say, you could be the fastest car on the planet, but if you can't maneuver around the car in front of you, it means nothing.
True.
User is ever so enticing Adrenaline to get up under his corner. He's just leaving like half of that groove, half of that lane open in a couple of these turns, just to entice Adrenaline a little bit.
Oh, User with the issue. In turn 1 there. That's a bummer.
He just ran wide. Oh, it's up.
Yep. So Jake Dog has managed to hold on to a 6th position to this point with 3 minutes left in this race. He's run a nice race, really has. Now, doesn't have the same pace as these leaders, but he's run a nice race. He hasn't gotten any trouble. He's probably got one of the cleanest cars in the field, and he has an off, just as I was giving him credit for having a clean race. Didn't hit anything, but it got out from under him, and he's going to be quickly under threat for that 6th position now that Slamstone and Vovik are right there.
Yeah, the biggest question is how much did that off affect the quality of his tires? Did he give me flat spots? That's what's really gonna be the question now.
Yeah,
in the last,
we'll
these
see
dying
here.
couple minutes.
We'll see here very quickly if that's gonna affect the handle on that car or not. I don't think it was too bad. I think he spent more time sliding in the grass than he did on the track. And Slamstone's gonna go by very quickly. Right there. Just had a better line.
You know, and to tell you, I want to second that shout out here to Jake, because it's he was doing very well, keeping a consistent pace, and the video, his effort that he's put in this race, and from watching him, P7, while still not horrible, he definitely deserved at least a few more positions up. Just from watching him and his real consistency here.
A minute to go. This should be the last time around. Here's your leader, Mighty Mopar.
You know how I said he was really kind of in cruise control? If you're looking at the same telemetry data that I am, you see his last lap time? It was a
His last
2:05.
lap lay was another 158. Very nice. Fastest, two of the fast, at least two 58s in this race.
His last lap was a 2:06.
Oh, his last lap. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
not the
well.
fastest, yeah.
I was looking at the wrong screen. And this is it. Just a couple more. Back to the field, one space in second. Ice Warden with another podium. Very nice. Adrenaline in fourth. User fifth. Slamstone in sixth. Jake Dog seventh. Volvic eighth. Trucker ninth. Apex in the 10th position. And Jackson should be bringing this car home 11th.
There's the official checkered flag. Telemetry data has officially posted a checkered
Race
flag.
is officially over. So there is your finishing order for race number 2. Mighty Mopar takes the win, followed by one space and Ice Warden. Adrenaline Please takes 4th, User in 5th. Slamstone's going to bring it home 6th with Jake Dog behind in 7th. Volvic manages at 8th position, and McTrucker 9th, Apex 10th. With Jackson rounding out the field in the 11th position. We had a little bit of a short field for the second race. Some technical difficulties cut a couple guys out, unfortunately. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometime. It's a bummer.
Fantastic racing.
So that was a really great race, guys. That was a lot of fun. Lots of good battles. Couple issues, but it was a very good race. Jeff online says Jake's making huge improvements week to week, and absolutely, looking really solid out there. Really held his own, really strong the first half of that race. and not trying to overdrive the car, trying to over-defend drivers that were significantly faster than him. So it's, you got to know what your pace is, and you got to stick to it. You race who you can race. You don't want to outrace yourself. Fallen, your thoughts on race number 2?
It looked really good. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I'm impressed with the speed that Mopar showed. Definitely a lot faster than I thought it was possible here. So, other than that, it was really good racing throughout the entire field today.
Yes, I agree. And next week we will have, let's see, what's on the schedule? Is it
I don't have the schedule up.
I have it.
Tell you right off his hand.
Next week
And my
is
computer.
Catalunya GP circuit.
Ooh.
That's gonna
That should be a good one.
yeah, that's gonna be a really good race. Somewhat similar with some really long apex turns, but more outbreaking opportunities at Catalunya. So that's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see some really good, exciting stuff here next race. So I'm really looking forward to it. And if you're watching, that'll be next Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern, just like here tonight. So if you have enjoyed this race and enjoyed this broadcast, please follow and please subscribe. And we will bring you some dang good sim racing every Wednesday. Sometimes we get knockout qualifying at 8. That just kind of depends on my personal life schedule. But we'll always be here at 9 o'clock for grid qualifying and 2 races. Let's see if we can get this. See, again, I'm not getting
The option for a replay.
Yeah.
Anyway, today was a great day. I'm glad I got up and
Yep, and
was here
straight to
for
the
race
project
day.
car screen. I think it's because I retired from the race. It just glitches the whole thing and it doesn't let me save it.
Yeah.
That's I think 1 out of the last 6 races that I've retired from. It's done that.
It's been fun, but I think I'm gonna head out and thanks for putting on these streams every week, Lesson. That's fun to
Sure
watch.
thing. Sure thing. It's fun to do. It's
Yeah,
fun
it's
for me to
really
watch.
Yeah, and it's really fun being allowed, being joining this team and being a part of them too.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Good job
a
tonight.
really good group of drivers here. It's a lot of fun to watch these guys go at it. I really do enjoy watching it, enjoy commentating on it, enjoy learning a new aspect to sim racing, and I hope everybody else is enjoying it too. So, with that said, I'm going to sign off for the night, and I hope to see everybody again next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Take care. Good night.
Good night.
Peace out.